Hey guys, what's up? My name is Art and welcome back to another video. I'd like to thank all the people who subscribed and the new subscribers. The last couple of weeks has been pretty hard to a certain extent. Um, uh, After being diagnosed with COVID, not being able to do anything much, fatigued. I still have this. I'm still kind of fatigued, and I still have this cough. So I'm constantly taking naps. But anyway, sorry. So what happened was today is Friday. For some reason, I took today off, probably because I have vacation days I got to use up. And normally Saturday I usually go comic book shopping. I haven't been comic book shopping in 2 weeks, and so I did that today. Instead of going to 3 stores like I usually did, I only went to 2. I was After going to my shop, then going to another shop. I really didn't have the energy to go anywhere else. So there we go. Okay, so without further ado, this is in no apparent order. Now, some people you already know. Some of you already know what you picked up, but this is what I picked up. Batman: The Long Halloween Special. After the new animated movie that came out that I saw that was really awesome, they decided to make a special. Icon and Rocket. I am liking this story a lot. This is issue 4 out of 6. If you ever heard of this cartoon called The Boondocks, Reginald Hudlin was the guy who wrote it. Same guy. This one was interest me. Human Target. I've heard of the Human Target a long time ago, and I guess they brought it back for a hot second. This guy is supposedly like a body double for people, so I guess it's fine. Robin number 7. I'm really liking this Robin. You know, it's funny. Out of all the Robins, I like this Robin besides Dick Grayson. Well, Dick Grayson's not Robin anymore, so I don't consider him a Robin anymore. But he is much better Robin, in my opinion. War of the Bounty Hunters IG-88 number 1. Really cool. I really love IG-88. King Spawn. I love this King Spawn right here. It's kind of cool. House of Slaughter. If you heard of something that's killing the children, so I picked this one up because this House of Slaughter. I read a couple of them. I'm not too big on that. I'm not really too big on that story. I'm not. But I heard it. But there was the origin story. I read a couple of those, and there was this other guy who was like training with her, Erica Slaughter. So this is about his story, and I'm kind of interested in picking this up. Speaking of Nightwing, loving Nightwing. I always loved Nightwing. Tell you the truth, I like Nightwing over Batman now. Just do. And Gun Honey number 2. For some reason, I think I bought this already, but I don't remember. I don't remember. Then again, I haven't read a comic book in almost a month. I know, shocking. You would have thought that because of a COVID, I would sit in and read it, but then again, you got to think about it. You try not to do much of anything. This, the Comic Vet, DJ Links. These are two channels I watch. They've been harping on this comic by Chip Zdarsky, Newburn. Sounds really cool. Sounds really interesting. It's about a detective that's hired by the mob to investigate mob stuff. Kind of funny. Also, DJ Links talked about this. Chicken Devil #1. I picked that one up. Just want to test it out. But it looks kind of interesting. Got Moon Knight #4. Steve McNiven. Okay, cool. Nice. Spawn 323. The funny thing is that I am liking Spawn. I fell out with Spawn because I felt Spawn was kind of boring after a while. Then after the Road to 300 came out, and I started liking it again, which is cool. Darth Vader 17. The Good Asian #6 out of 12. I'm loving this noir story based out of loosely kind of like out of main events from the early 1900s, where Asians was like treated like second-class citizens in like California. Kind of funny because it sounds similar to another experience culturally. Usagi Yojimbo #23. Wolverine 17. Tell you the truth, Wolverine is one of my favorite characters, but this series has been like hit and miss. You know, when they tie him to the regular X-Men storyline, I'm like, oh come on, it detracts from the storyline. Then now he's doing his solo stuff, like it better. But anyway, Darkhawk #3, love this. Radiant Black #9. I think it's out of 12 issues. At first, this was a really awesome story. Then it kind of got bogged down. Now the original guy who caught the Radiant Black somehow the power went to his best friend, and he's trying to hook up what's going on. I'm like, oh, okay. At first, it gave me like Ultraman vibes with Power Rangers mixed in, even though I never really watched Power Rangers. Now it's like, what they're doing, I don't understand. Star Wars 18. Bounty Hunter 17. I am starting to get sick and tired of the Bounty Hunter storyline because it features this guy Valence or whatever the hell his name is, and if they don't, I mean, I understand you want to create some new people just to make the story sound cool, but to me, I don't really like the guy. Make it more about like Dengar or IG-88, of course, or Ruckus, Zuckus and Forlom, something like them. I can understand. Even Guido. Okay. The Me You Love in the Dark #4. I'm loving this story. I want to see how the story unfolds because this story is about this young artist needs some inspiration, finds his house. Supposedly it's a haunted house. She starts painting, then all of a sudden she started interacting with the spirit that's in the house. So I'm wondering how that's going to turn out. This is one book that I thought I was going to drop, but for some reason it keeps pulling me back in. X-Men Legends number 8. Kind of reliving the 90s versions of X-Men, which is like the third golden age of X-Men. First in the 60s when it was created, it was awesome. Kind of got slowed up to the second age, was like when Wolverine in the 70s. Then in the 80s, the 90s resurgence. And so this is about that era. Really cool. I bought this Onslaught Revelation. Finally, Onslaught's showing back up again, which I thought they finished off that storyline. Donny Cates crossover. Number 9. Now the thing is that it's funny. One of the channels I watch, Comic Vet, he always talks about his wallet. His wallet. Every week, his wallet talks to him and says, "Hey, yeah, okay, I'm fine," and so on his squawk. Now, last 2 weeks, I had, I'm just not getting over COVID, and I went out. Technically, I went out and about for the first time in like 2 weeks. And true, I did go out to a grocery store to buy some groceries for a hot second, and I was hacking and stuff like that. And today, I was doing the same thing. I was like, okay, fine. And I get out, and it's like, I start coughing and coughing. I'm like, oh my gosh. Came back home, ate a salad, and took a hot little nap. And I'm waking up and said, let me do this video right here. So it's a lot to be taken out. So what happened was, I technically probably spent over $100 for 2 weeks. And I'm starting to think, okay, Art, I think it's time for you to scale it back a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to catch up on all my comic books, and then after that I am going to renegotiate what I want to pick up. So my wallet will be a little bit more happier. But anyway, Daredevil 35. I'm loving this Chip Zdarsky Daredevil run. I mean, it's funny. I technically stopped reading Daredevil in the early 2000s when Kevin Smith took over and revitalized the character. Then after a certain while, I'd say, I'm done with him. I like Daredevil again. Go figure. Like Donny Cates Thor. I like Thor again. That's awesome. Infernal number 2. I thought I got this already. No, Infernal 1 I just read. Okay, there we go. Infernal 1. Nice story. It ties into the House of X and Powers of 10 or Powers of X, whatever you want to call it. And, of course, Moira McTaggart is now a mutant. She's been revamped into a mutant now. Before she was just a scientist. It was Charles Xavier's love. Now she's a mutant now. Because what happens, she dies and gets reborn and lives all these different lives. And one of the things is Mystique, lover, Destiny, she precognition, she could tell the future. So one of the things is that she told Charles Xavier when she met up with him and Magneto, I'll help you out as long as you never bring. Now, see what happened is because the Cerebral knows everything about all the mutants, and what happened was Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are not mutants anymore. they they the system tricked their cerebral still, because even though they're not mutants, they're like, oh, we got their DNA, we got their mental. So what happens if they die? They can be brought back to life. Now I wonder how you, when adamantium is kind of scarce, I don't know how you bring up adamantium, because Wolverine died and got brought back. I don't know where they have a stash of adamantium at. Don't know about that one. Or did they recover his skeleton when it was out in space? I don't know, but it's kind of weird. One little thing I was trying to figure that one out, but well. So what happened is Destiny knows the future, and so what happened was Professor X and Magneto controls who gets resurrected, and Mystique does all this stuff to get her wife resurrected, and they kept pushing her away. What happens when they say, okay, let's Mystique go back? Now let's see what's going on. And last but not least, recently the comic vet, he used to do his videos, he used to do his comic book hauls. See, look at that. That's how much I bought in 2 weeks. For 2 weeks. Wow. I saw that, I was like, holy crap, that's a lot. And he used to like pick up his books, does a video right in the car, but now he does a live stream, and I finally got a chance to actually enter in that live stream. It's really cool. You can interact with basically everybody on that channel. Everybody, you say, hey, can I show what I bought for the week? Since I don't buy my comic books on Wednesday, I don't do all that. He says, okay. And they show what it was. And so we had a little back and forth a little bit. Yeah, it's a little small back and forth about Nick Spencer's run of what he called the franchise, which I agree, Marvel's franchise character, the Amazing Spider-Man. I haven't yet to catch up on this, but that's fine. It was kind of funny. But with that being said, that is a lot for a 2-week. That's a lot. So I'm going to have to renegotiate what I want to buy for now on, because this is it's getting a little bit out of hand. But then again, I knew that was going to happen, because I knew once I started buying comic books, I used to just buy the graphic novels and that's it. But once I started getting back to the regular comic book collecting, I knew sooner or later I'll be collecting a lot more than I was normally. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. If you're a new subscriber, thank you very much. Very humbled and very honored for you to spend a little bit of your day watching me talk about comic books. Of course, every now and then I do rants about something that popped up in society. Sometimes it's political, sometimes religious, sometimes it's over the situation which which I'm getting over. Also, sometimes I do movie reviews. So if I I was going to do a review of the Batman Long Halloween animated movie. I was going to do a review on that, and I decided not to. But if I find another movie, I'll probably do that. I might do that sooner or later. Sometimes I do song reviews. There's a couple songs I want to do reviews on, and I'm kind of apprehensive about that, because it's some music that I don't really listen to very well, and I don't really like. I don't really like late 90s to now's hip hop. So there's certain things about that I don't like. What happened was I also play a game called HeroClix, which I just started because last year's situation, which I just not getting over, I started getting back into it. And so there's some other channels that do unboxing, so I do unboxings of those. The new Empire sets coming up within the next month. I'll be getting that. sometimes there's some, you know, war gaming scenarios, you know, basically battles, and I starting to do that, and some of them do very well, some not so well. The problem is that this little phone right here, I can only get about 20 something minutes before I don't it because of space, memory, and everything else. But see what happens. And with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Um, I don't know what I'm going to be doing quite yet. Just want to relax a little bit because I'm feeling kind of fatigued. Feel kind of fatigued still, but of course I'm getting a little bit better every day. And with that being, you know, I know I'm trying to end this video, but with that being said, thank you very much for watching again, and I'm very humbled and very honored for you to watch, spend a bit of your day watching me talk and ramble and rave. And with that being said, I bid you farewell until next time.